around here. We'll have a look at the buys here. Fnatic, 4 sets of armor and 1 smoke and a couple of flashbangs here. And looks like G2 will once again go for the 4 sets of armor and Scream on the utility. He's got the smoke and diffuse kit.
Smoke out. Back of green train. That's going to mean RPK can be a little bit more passive. Not have to worry about Heli. One of the vision there anyway. Scream's got to give it a little bit more attention by shuffling over. But it is Crimson Venton working with Dennis, who's going to get toward Hell to time this correctly. And RPK is going to have a tough task here with 3 players facing. Finds the first, though, easily. Timing slightly off. They're not there to reface immediately, but Wenton does get the shot when he does arrive. Smiths is going to try and follow up in the same footsteps. Shox has one as well. Rotating over from Z, but Bomb's going to get in a position where they can go for this fast play. Flusha needs to stop Smiths, though. That's the hard part, because Crims can't be safe to put this down until they win that duel, and Smiths actually does pick it up. Thankfully, the distraction alone is enough time to place it.
Here we go then, 3-on-2 is going to be Smiths to find his second, and there it is, he gets the third as well. G2 will be picking up the pistol here. It's Fnatic with quite a simple approach, 1 smoke towards the Ivy area, and forcing their way out towards main. They do get the plant down, but Smiths on the flank takes them down. It was RPK that opened things up as well. Very crisp shot. They did get isolated by the terrorists, but here it is. G2, we said once they get that good start, they really can get rolling, and we'll see how this snowballs for them as we go into round number 2. Presumably, though, Fnatic will be buying up in the 3rd, so this will be catered to some PT50s and trying to get the bomb down once again, and maybe focusing towards the inside area where you can almost be guaranteed a plant if you get past the lower ramp.
And it's 3 straight maps as well. Keep in mind that G2 has started out on this CT side, so once again, we could see another, based on the trends of the games that we've seen, another half that has a pretty lopsided scoreline just on how this has all been going down.
So we've got 1 smoke for the terrorists, that's on Wenton, so you presumably think smoke down towards the lower ramp, wait for a little bit for the initial nades to come from the CTs, then you force your way into the side. And like I said, just trying to get the bomb down here to have a really, really nice buy going into the 3rd. But it's going to be Body listening out, seeing if he can get anything from this, but the terrorist not necessarily coming in yet. Scream has pushed into main entrance. He is famed for doing that quite a lot, and he actually has got some decent control here as well. Falls back, gets a ton of info. Smoke still in the hands of Wenton, as I said. It will be going down towards the lower ramp, surely. He's actually towards upper, so maybe he could be having a different approach this time. I know, making his way back. I think they've realized.
Well, either way, Scream at the bottom of this ladder is going to be in a good position with this MP9. No flashes. There is 1 smoke for Venton. Scream can try and pop up and go for this flank. JW's aware of it, though, so he's actually even trying to one-up him potentially, because if he climbs this ladder, JW's going to be waiting. Meanwhile, in the side, Body finds 1 kill straight away. JW hasn't realized it. Scream's gone by. So even if they were able to confront Smith successfully, Scream's going to be in a prime position, and there it is. Takes down Dennis. It's down to the 2 remaining players on upper. Good reaction, Scream. 3 kills for him. Money, money, baby, on that SMG.
Absolutely, and the money denied for Fnatic as well. But as predicted, they did go towards that inside side. Smoke goes in, but Body, with the advantageous position, just sprays him down and sets it up for Smiths as well to get a lot of kills and all the money as well. And you can see now the GC don't want to go into this round with the SMGs. They want to upgrade. Famus's M4s and Smiths on the AWP as well. They know they're up against a very strong buy of Fnatic as well, so don't want to give them any opportunities to get into this one, regardless of how much money it could potentially save them. Here we go then. Smiths on the backtracks looking for this first pick. Fnatic getting control of the upper halls here. They have got smokes to execute, a couple of them. Flusha and Venton just looking to see if there is any CT aggression towards this part of the map. Not going to be just yet. That smoke locks them out for now. And you see Crims making his way towards the end of Ivy. So he'll be looking to distract, maybe flank as his teammates make their way towards the inside side. And here comes the first pick potentially as Venton does go hunting.
Body's inside with Shox, trying to keep these angles close, considering Body is still on that MP9. Fnatic, very, very evenly spread. 58 seconds. Still with 1 smoke on Venton, 3 flashes to work with. Need to try and find an opening pick, and Venton's going to lead the charge. Gets up close to the corner at upper right now and a chance to walk in, but Shox down below. Even if he can find the angle on the Body, well, that's gone already. Yep. Shox will be there in a decent position to trade it, and Body could easily distract for Shox long enough to make that happen.
Well, there are going to be 5 players on this side of the map now for Fnatic. slowly edging their way. There's going to be Flush there trying to open things up. Smoke towards upper ramp as well. He has made his first move, pushing through him, but his body with the MP9 open things up. Crims takes him down, but that's Shek Stocks up as well. So he's going to find 2 frags here with the Famous. Bomb not to be planted, and Flusher has found his way in the back.
He's got a situation, though, where his teammate's not in position, JW, so he goes down. There's no refrag. Bomb still grabbable for JW right now. Flash through. He just misses it, though, because of that, and it's going to be a push through. Time gone as well. Good shot from RPK.
Locking it down. Very impressive start there from G2 as the MP9 from Body found the first kill, and that's so ideal for them as well. As you can see, Shock's just hiding behind that spool. He just needs the aggro taken away from him just a split second, and he can make some magical things happen. He finds a double kill with the Famous. Smith's coming in. He's already been bought enough time at that stage of the round, and it's no bomb planet Fnatic as well, so a full eco coming in. Just some PT50s and 1 Deagle on Flusher, so that successful CT campaign once again coming true for G2 as we go into round number 4. Sure as we guaranteed the 4-0 here.
Should be a pretty straightforward round, as you say. Guaranteed isn't necessarily a word I'm friendly with, considering some of the rounds we've seen, but
true.
To be fair, the anti-ecos in this series have been pretty straightforward in most cases. I think there's been 1 for Fnatic picked up, and that was in the last map.
They get very close, but it's always dealt with some sort of godlike play from either team, but it's going to be Scream finding the first couple of kills here. One's going to be dropped as well. Flusher does find one with the Desert Eagle. He finds Scream, and now it's going to be up to him once more. Does get 2 kills, but that's all he gets. No bomb planted once again. G2 do take a little bit of damage to their economy, but still, that's starting to swell. You can see RPK at 7k, same story for Scream as well. As they do rebuy into the round. 4 rifles still, and just 1 AWP on Smiths. Not going to be going for that double orb setup just yet, but G2 on a team that really can rely on that too much. Shocks can orb if required, but he's so strong in the rifles. You just want to keep him on that for as long as possible until it's required.
So JW fast and quick toward the A main connector. It's an AK, not an op. Doesn't have the chance to go for a fast peek toward Hitch, but he does have at least the control of the position, so he can try and get some information to his teammates through the smoke, though, and tries to go up the ladder. Scream nearly catches him.
Yep.
Thankfully, he does not, though, but the execution on the B site shut down. Body playing the offsite once more. We've talked about this, how he's so good on B sites in so many maps. He does it on Dust 2 as well, and this time it's 3 quick kills to hold it down. It's all left to JW. 56 HP, bomb dropped in the site. Not much chance to really make anything of this.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's been so impressive in his ankle positions, just able to find always 1 or 2 kills. This time he gets 3. And he's staying alive as well. Bomb down on the site. JW surely can't do anything with this. At this stage, he just wants to try and damage the money further. The CTs, they are aware of his position as well as he fires some shots towards that upper ramp area. And now, trying to work out if he's going to be flanked as well. Just going to be trying to find anything out of this. But at this stage, he has no idea if CTs are waiting for him above the Podog area. 40 seconds remain, and at this point, he's just hoping the CTs get impatient and they maybe gift him a kill. That's all he can really hope for here. Well, he should be facing momentarily. Obviously doesn't want to die after the timer, so sees if he can find anything here. Does get given some opportunities, but not going to land a shot just yet. It's going to be RPK to finish things off. There it is, 5-0 now. G2 on the CT side looking very strong indeed. Maximum loss bonus, of course, for Fnatic.
And just to mention, you were talking about not wanting to die after the timer. Getting 0 on income, it would have left him with $250. Now it's a full loss round bonus, so he had to die. There's no question about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
His saving is not even really the best option in that situation.
Well, let's see what happens for Fnatic here. Going to round number 6, there are AKs available. Look at the utility, it's just nothing. A couple of smokes which they've expended already, and they're going to be held off by the incendiary at the start of the round, so this is a difficult one for them. Ooh. Smith finds a first kill as Dennis running out by himself, and they've got a great opportunity here as RPK chimes in as well. 2-man
position, I was going to say exactly that. 2-man position on the inside of the site, though, meant RPK had to find those kills. And that is the slaughter, an absolute stomp. Fnatic don't get anywhere near planting the bomb, so they're only going to be basically sitting on the $3,400 there. You can see it. Nobody able to really get much out, but RPK had to win those shots because if 2 players play towards the connector like that, it gives up all of quad. And if RPK goes down, they can quickly wrap around to the back side of the bomb for a default. So that was a very well-held position from RPK in that sense.
This is what's so great about our G2 on this map. They've got Body inside who's solid. He's always finding 1 or 2 frags. And on the other side, they've got RPK. He's more than happy to lock down Ivy by himself. He seems to be another player that can be reliant on for those exchanges and actually staying alive as well. So that's so strong. I mean, Smiths can have a little bit more freedom, decide where he wants to go at the start of each round, not put any pressure to be backing these guys up. And we go to round number 7 here. We do have a partial buy here from Fnatic. Like we said, the maximum loss bonus coming in. So upgraded pistols, some body armor, a couple of flashbangs here, but this is looking very convincing for a 7-0 in favor of G2.
Crossover from Smiths. Crims not in vision, thankfully, due to that smoke at Hitch, but as Scream retransfers over, he'll find him. Does get dinked up, but still manages to get the kill. RPK nearly takes him down as well, though, trying to turn back with reactions, but 4 to 5 stay alive again for G2. They're going to go to 7-0. This is looking like Inferno all over again because the money is similar as well, and that all 5 players are at 5 digits at this point in time. Absolutely.
Well, still, we saw similar scenes on Inferno, and it's still very early stages here. 8 rounds to be played still, so Fnatic definitely not out of it yet. They come in for the first time with the AWP. It's going to be JW, of course. And it looked like more of a set piece here. Crim's coming in for the initial smoke over the top. JW trying to find the first frag here, but he's going to be flashed out. Incendiary to hold them at bay as well. But the smokes have been deployed, so have to do something with this. Can't allow these smokes to be wasted.
Flusher's going to try and peek inside of this. Jumps across, baits the shot. No one there, though. Again, RPK plays it alone, so he's over toward the train, but this is the problem. He gets caught out. Now they've given up quad. This is a great round for Fnatic because they've got Flush out toward, has to win the duel against Smiths, does. And Venton already on the train. Shocks with a good pick in return. And a better one still, they find a way back into this G2. They drop the bomb pant. Flusha manages one more kill to follow it up, but bomb dropped. You would have thought for sure with RPK going down that it was an easy walk to the site.
Yeah, that was the opportunity there for Fnatic to get that bomb down while the smokes are still up, but G2 just so aggressive coming from all angles. It's screaming the found 2 and going to leave Flush in a very difficult predicament now. 2 versus 1. That's got a smoke, which he will deploy towards Ivy just to try and keep one of the CTs away from him. And he should find his kill on towards Scream. Surely, there it is. Now 1 versus 1, but the shot from Body rotates from inside. AK-47 shot to the dome of Flusher. Brings it into 8-0. So Fnatic there with a change of pace. Set piece from the beginning of the round. And it's just GT reacting perfectly once again. So good on these CT sides today. And that's the money. Still possible to buy here for Fnatic. Didn't get the bomb down, but still the $3,400. You can see the only way it's affected them is the Galil, and utility's not too bad. They've got 4 smokes. Dennis feeling the burn a little bit though. He's just got a flashbang, that's it. As we go into round number 9. It's getting a bit hellish now for Fnatic.
Scream's going to go a little bit more aggressive this time as well, up toward the ladder room, the pop dog position. He's got Smiths pushing in side of that 2-train position. They try and go through with it. It's the first time we've seen that level of aggression from G2, so trying another phase, trying something a little bit different to keep Fnatic guessing, but it catches them off. Now the difference is rather than sit and accept that and go more turtle mode, I guess you could say, toward the site, they actually bring Shocks back through, and this catches them off again, but inside the smoke, he can't find JW. It's 10 HP, over the pistol, burst Glock at that, and he's able to win out the duel. So they try it twice, and I can kind of understand the approach of doing so and trying to catch them off by doing it a second time, but it catches them dearly. And now this is Fnatic surely with a round, but RPK, as always, stays alive and stays efficient. Thankfully, Venton wins it.
That is going to be it now, but the idea behind that from Shocks, as soon as Scream drops, it's a similar situation to what we saw on Cash. As soon as you lose a player, he needs to be getting in and rectifying that situation. He pushes through, and it could have been very well a kill for him, actually. There's that burst fire Glock there. Finally pays off for someone. JW gets a kill on him in the round. Does work in Fnatic's favor.
Play off for Dupree.
True.
Never forget Dupree.
Mirage. But yes. First round for Fnatic comes in. They manage to keep 3 players alive as well. Body just going to be in those upper platforms towards inside. And GT, like you said, they're trying to change things up a little bit there. They're maybe anticipating another set piece for Fnatic. Wanted to get in there and shut them down as they're maybe doing their smokes, but it's Scream that drops first, and finally a round on the board for Fnatic. But that is the loss bonus reset now. Needs to be very careful as they go into the second. The money's so strong for G2 here. Body, who saved the weapon, he's got 13k, so definitely can distribute his wealth out. I think he'll be dropping the AWP. And it's the double orb setup now. So we said this was a possibility, only when required, but this is a real nice time to do it. It's kind of, instead of that aggressive playstyle, they can go to more of the turrets now. Send maybe one player towards the upper platform aggressive and go for that initial pick. Shocks loves to go towards the lower ramp as well.
Dead on, because Shocks is already doing so with that spawn. He's going to just sit at the bottom of the ramp and hold the angle. It's Body that's going to flush them out, try and get the information. A little bit of an overcommitment, though, and went in. Great shot, great crosshair placement, able to catch him with a tap. Now Shocks knows they're coming. Good flash off as well. He has to get away from it.
The idea behind that was Body to take away a lot of the aggro and find one kill. Even if he does a little bit of damage, he had to stay alive. That's the problem. Now they've given the kill away to Fnatic. They don't really need to do anything at this stage. They can just hold up and see what the CT reaction is. This is it. Scream's rotated towards inside. Smiths has been dropped on the outer bomb side though, so this is a real problem for G2. Luckily, those shocks of the shot towards Wenton brings him into a more possible situation, but still just RPK outside, but of course he gets the kill.
Gets hit up though. Flusha able to take him down with the AK. It still gives the advantage to Fnatic. They're gonna get the bomb down on top of this as well. Smoke just shielding off Shox' position by enough. They've also spotted him in turn, but couldn't land the shot. It was JW with the AWP, so thankfully it didn't land, or this would have been a 3-1 situation with just Scream to clutch it out. Kits on both. Flash out, caught by that. Gonna get taken down as well. Shox as it blinds him up entirely. Good flash in there to return Scream, but he's looked away, and Flush has come in from A main late. So 2 rounds in a row for Fnatic on 2 rounds where G2 tries something very different. The push toward A main and then the double op setup. And it's almost a case and you have to wonder if it's not broken, don't fix it. Because this is a situation now where we know Fnatic, you give them a chance, they'll claw back into halves and into games. We saw it on Inferno. Money's already starting to get low for G2.
Yeah, this round will break them, but you're absolutely right. It's G2 trying to force the situations here, trying to be the ones that are taking the offense towards the terrorists here, and they've been dropping those initial frags. That's what got Fnatic back into this game. It's 8-2 now. Still a lot of work to do here, but this is going to be that double orb setup once again. Smiths is rattling off shots towards main entrance. Doesn't land anything just yet. And it's definitely a default stance here from Fnatic. Not giving anything away, seeing if that push will come in once more. RPK left alone towards Ivy. Shox will be backing up towards inside. Of course, Body, we said he's so strong, but inside help is always welcome.
And this is actually, for the first time all game, pressure on G2 in that sense.
Well, in terms of the financial game right now, this is a big round for both teams. If Fnatic can take this, potentially could mean 2, and get them right back into this.
Venton already up at the hallway again. He's won the duel against Body here last round, but this time Body's not facing it. He's going to be a lot more passive. Shox waiting to hold the angle as well. RPK as always, but Scream's got a little bit more aggressive in toward the quad position this time, because if they can hold this off, it can let RPK focus on Ivy, and with the smoke out on it right now, he's got no information if there's anyone out there. There's not, but it's going to keep him so far passive that Scream has to be in a prime position here. He has to be able to get information and make contact on entry. Not only that, if Smokes came in, he's forward of them. Good shot from Crims. Equal shot from Smith, but better shot from Venton.
Yeah, lovely stuff so far for Fnatic. To be JW coming in, he gets skill on towards RPK. That should be the round over at this point. You can see there are decent smokes down, but Shox does find a kill. But that's surely all he's going to find here. He's going to be in a 3 versus 1 situation. Has got a kit upgrade to the M4A4 and actually takes down Crims here. So an opportunity for him to step up, but still, this is one of the hardest maps to actually retake and clutch on. Let's see what he can do.
Again, economic situation. JW wins it. Fnatic are in with a shout on a half that's been very successful all weekend for G2. And this could shape the entire course of the game right now. Yeah. Early on, it seems, but it is definitely something we have to keep on our minds.
It's interesting. Pistols. It was actually G2 against Luminosity that went down 8-0 themselves. And it's kind of a similar storyline here. They're actually getting a taste of their own medicine after having this massive lead, now starting to slip away from them. It's 3 in a row for Fnatic. And now they know it's a full eco. JW faces out towards main. He gets a shot towards Scream. Well, they have established as an eco as well. They can just slow things down, but it's Flusha. That's a really weird decision from him. Considering they get that first pick, they know they're up against the pistols. No reason for him to drop there, and it gives the CT something to work with here. JW's looking a little bit aggressive. I'm not sure why, but still they recover. But this is getting very expensive now for the terrorists. 2 versus 1. Shox is low HP, so they are going to win the round ultimately. But still, unnecessary frags being dropped there, I have to say. But they get the round, and that's the main thing, Matt. So let's not get too excited.
I'm hearing Virtus Pro chants, Henry.
Of course.
That's you know what? They do need you to cheer for them so that they don't get relegated. You're right.
Oh, the crowd don't like that.
It's all right. Taz won't like it either, but I'll talk to him later. Ops out on either side again. So they do get a buy back up for G2, 8-4 now. It's getting a lot closer. JW's holding that angle, knows that RPK likes to peek late and try and find the opening exchange. But Down to just the rifles, because with Smith's getting taken out of this situation, Shox is going to come back over and try and play more aggressively. Crims wins the duels the first time they put double pressure. This is things changing. Fnatic is figuring out G2 as this game goes along, and it's all the duels required to take the A site 1.
Absolutely. It's a very simple procedure now for Fnatic, getting into the swing of things on train, and we're going to see how they approach this situation as we go into round number 13. It is going to be Fnatic. 5 players alive, looking much stronger now. It's actually 5 in a row. And now it's just body in towards that CT spawn area.
Yeah, he's going to be found. He may get away with this one against Crim. Nearly overlooked it. But that's going to give away information, and they're all going to go hunting. Fnatic senses blood. They'll swim after it, and they know the situation as well as that, all right, we finally got momentum, we finally have economy. Let's not give them a chance. Let's not give them an inch. Good shot from body to at least find one, but that's all he's going to do in that situation.
Well then, 8-0 up, and G2 now feeling the burn. They're actually up against another eco here. Money. Oh, okay, they're forcing into it, as Arca says. Well, that's a maximum loss bonus for them now. It's only getting $3,400, but they're getting over 3-4 Famases and 1 max 7 for Scream. Head armor not such a huge issue against AKs, obviously. That's just one shot regardless. So they are going all in on this one, trying to answer back here. After the fast play from Fnatic really has locked them down, especially towards that outside site. Once again, the first frag coming in favor of Flusher. Takes down Scream. He was the player with the max 7. Now Smith's trying to get something back. It does get the kill towards Scream though, so something to work with here. It still heavily favors the terrorists.
Ooh. It's always an awkward looking movement mechanic when you see him spring out like that, but it is going to be a refrag from Shox to take down Dennis, and this starts to look slightly better for G2. Finally to slow things down, but it's still so early in the round. Body's got good timing though, perfect timing in fact, as he gets Fenton, but what a shot and what a response from JW. It's down to the one-on-one. Oh, look at the pre-aim. Thankfully, he looks away on RPK's behalf just before, but they know where he plays. They know what he likes to do in these situations, and it's just so easy to predict at this point in time. And JW is just going to hold it and watch for the angle. Quick pre-fire towards Hell. Overcommits to the peak. Nearly hits the flick regardless, but RPK still on 100, has JW down to 24, which seems significant, but against an AWP, you still can't commit to these peaks. And the bomb down at E-Box. JW's going to fall away. Oh!
That was it. That was the chance.
That was close.
Still been given so many opportunities to find this shot. Plenty of time to work with as well at the 30-second mark. Hasn't got the bomb just yet, but still has got the drop on RPK in terms of positional control. Edging his way in now, gets on top of the green train, and this is it. Spots it in, but RPK gets it. 9-5 after 5 in a row. G2 finally answer back. It's the Famas and max 7 buy that gets them in to round number 15. Such a strong start for them, but still, this is a great half for G2 considering.
Yeah, 9-5 still definitely something to work with. We just know the issues that persisted in this series about T-sided rounds, excuse me.
Good shot from RPK to finish things off. And we go into round number 15, of course. Smith's back on the AWP, but the money's still limited for the CTs.
It's going to be an A-hit execution. 2 toward ladder. And 1, okay, so this actually could be Ivy. It looked like they would go for the fast set through A main. They're actually going to push a late Ivy play. And RPK's got a good counter smoke out on this.
This could be the backtracks execute. So they've got 2 players waiting towards the inside bomb site. Go towards Ivy, try and go towards CT spawn. That'd be interesting if they can pull that off. RPK now going to get burnt alive, but it manages to stay just about on 36 HP. We'll be going towards outside by the looks of things now. Dennis and Winton coming from Pop Dog. This really is getting exciting now. The CT's really up against the ropes. Not much utility to work with, a couple of HE grenades. It's going to come down to Smiths. Can he find some AWP shots here?
RPK so low. 36, it's doable, but in this situation where he's going to have to face against Crims. It's the first time all game we've seen them double up in that defensive support toward Ivy. Shox and now Smiths are both close proximity. So they gave up on that initial execution. They have 1 smoke left as a result of this Fnatic, and they have to find a way to make it viable, but it's Fenton and Dennis that win the duels. It's straight up exchange on entry, and now RPK's is sitting duck to his right. Crims has arrived. He's got no idea, and it's just Smiths and Body left against 5 players. Good shot from Smiths up close. Bomb's not denied, though. It goes down. They still have to pull this back. They've got limited amount of time to do so, and limited amount of men to do it with. JW closing 2 final frags. 9-6 at half.
After an 8-0 deficit as well, that's actually a very impressive comeback from Fnatic there. Just changing up the pace a little bit, answering up the set pieces in their back pocket and started being a little bit more aggressive outside. You can see the frags working in their favor. So this definitely has made things very interesting indeed. Once again, it comes down to the pistol. If G2 can find this and actually find some momentum finally on the T side, could be finding themselves in the grand final. But like you said, this series has proven to be an uphill struggle for both terrorist side.
Yeah, it's been an absolute struggle, and it's still very tense. You can see it on G2. They know the situation. They know that these leads have slipped away at times, and none more noticeable than Inferno, so they've still got a lot of pressure on. And the second half pistols, Dennis on a USP has been a huge issue.
Yep, I would agree.
Well, we'll see what they can find out. It is the last half of the last game, and the finals await. Luminosity awaits. We'll find out who plays them soon. The last half, as we said, and we will find out who plays against Luminosity. There's a lot on the line in G2. As Alex said on the desk as well, it would be the first time in over a year they would reach a final. That's a huge statistic when you consider guys like Shocks,
yeah, it's been
Scream, Smiths.
It's been a while since they've made a victory at a tournament, let alone a grand final. So let's see what they can do here as we go into the second half. G2 on the T side here. We have said it's been a massive struggle for both teams. Very CT-sided affair, but...
and obviously within the last year, the way we phrased that, there has been roster shuffles, so a couple of those players have been in there, but the core of this and sort of the Titan existence, it's been that long. I mean, even like way back to the Fairy games, you think about this, it was Envious that took all the fame.
Okay, then.
Watch out for Dennis, that's all I can say.
Yes, surely not again, but it's Winston opening things up. He takes down Shocks here. That's towards Ivy. He gets the first kill very cleanly as well. Doesn't take any damage for his trouble. And now let's see, as he gets challenged once again, will he be able to do more with this?
Flusha and Venton together with Dennis and JW paired as well, so it's a set of duos. They're going to bait off of each other inside of this A site, and they're going to attack. In fact, JW, wow. Look at his positioning. Dennis again finds a shot, but it's all Venton. And he goes down, JW. He took the initiative. All right, you guys are all distracting. I'm going to swing in behind them. I'm going to rotate around, but it didn't work out. Regardless, it is Scream 1 versus 4. Bomb down inside of the site.
Yeah, that's round over, I'm afraid. It's just a clean sweep from Fnatic here. Just got to be Scream remaining. He's only got armor in the USP. Looking to try and make something happen. At this point, he's just looking for the extra $300 per kill. Can't really see a world where he's winning this one. So he has got 44 HP. And Bomb is down on the site.
Well, he'll do what he can with this. There's no reason not to try. He does have armor still to work with on that 44 HP. But really no one even hardly scratched. Merely a flesh wound onto Flusha and Venton. And they've already spotted him again toward this A main position. He's going to wait for Crims to face, tries to go for a couple quick shots. But as you say, there's not much he could have done in this. The round over. It's 14 seconds. That makes it even less likely. Is it almost worth it at this point that just saves the armor?
Yeah, I was going to say, well, the thing is, he obviously needs to work out whether he wants the money or the armor. I'd say the money's going to be more valuable for him going forward. But there it is then. G2 will be on the force by this round. It's going to be Scream with the Desert Eagle and head armor, of course. And that's Fnatic starting their CT side very successfully as well. Just a real crisp affair with the USPs. Just finding all the headshots. It was went in to open things up towards Ivy. Just completely railed Shox. We go into number 17 here. Smiths is on the more limited buy here. Obviously, he's going to be the AWP going into that first gun round. Just the PT-50 and nothing else for him. And while not only one rifle for Fnatic here, it's kind of interesting on train, a very long-range map, but they've gone for UMPs, MP9s, and just Dennis with the M4. Shouldn't be a problem, though. We'll see what they can bring to the table here. Time ticking away for the terrorists. Haven't got any utility, so just trying to work a pick with these Desert Eagles to see if there's anything available. Anything at all will do.
3 down Ivy. Scream. That's going to make the Ivy approach much easier because the crossfire potential no longer exists. Venton plays it solo. He does have the UMP to try and hold this. He's spotted already. Body shoulder peeking him. And a dance that he wins because that, aim duel with the Deagle, it's going to be followed up. Shox finds Dennis. All right, you may not get a second half pistol this entire series, but an eco will certainly do for G2. That'll be momentum that they can take moving forward. And Shox holds them off long enough on the back CT stairs to allow that bomb to go down.
Absolutely. And now this is almost impossible situation in the CTs. They will be saving their MP9s and not a single kill found for Fnatic there. That's kind of nuts. And like I said, I'm surprised at the buy they went with then, considering they know it's almost certainly going to be a force buy from GT there. On a map like Training, you want to be making sure you have the Famis's available, you maybe have 1 or 2 SMGs. I wouldn't say across the board. It can be very problematic. The Desert Eagle coming out on very strong force for G2 here, only dropping 1 kill. That's going to be Shox, but
that's huge.
Successful round for sure for G2 there, bouncing back efficiently. And now it's Fnatic potentially on a double eco here, and they will be forcing straight back into it. CZ's 1 scout for Flusher. But still, you can't ever discount these guys out of these rounds as well. This isn't going to be...
Oh, that shot was so good.
Really dirty. Well then.
They know him for something, Henry.
Can't quite remember what it is, but...
Venton, this time limited because obviously losing that, they go back to pistols. There is going to be a scout onto Flusha that's playing just behind him, but he's going to be out toward the Ivy position and getting a little bit forward, Venton, toward that quad position. Ivy's going to be a point of contention. There's no question about it with RPK body, and Smith's already poised and ready to push through. And Scream just waiting for that call as well at A main.
Well then. GT want to be very careful here. Looks like they will be smoking off to the right-hand side of Ivy. That takes Flush out of the equation, but is the smoke actually that effective? I think there might be quite a large gap there, but just waiting for the reaction, see if there's any nades coming from the CTC, if anyone's going to face. Now edging their way up slowly. Smoke comes to the left-hand side now. So that was to try and bait out some grenades when we make someone face. And you can see a player towards main. Shoxy waiting towards Pop Dog as well. So these guys want to try and gain some control and find the first frag and get enough attention so Shoxy can come out. But it's going to be Wenton opening things up with the CZ.
Yeah, and a bit of a miss shot from Body as his aim had to reset twice. Regardless, they do get the refrag. It's RPK to do so. There's an M4 that they need to recover in that position, though. Flusha thankfully flashed off. Can't get a reshot toward with that scout toward the players at Hell. Bomb down. Jump shot, though, for Flusha. Desperate to find Shox and Scream inside of the site. Crims will manage 1, but it is just down to Flusha. And he may just fade off of this. Good shot on his Shox, but pushed in RPK will find him. Now, do they get to that M4? They do. Just barely. RPK grabs it.
Well, then Fnatic with no option here, but just take the full eco. And G2 getting in touching distance now, booking themselves in the grand final where they'll have Luminosity waiting for them. But let's see what Fnatic can do with this one. USPs. That's it. Not a single bit of equipment or weapons purchased here. Mac 10s and Tech 9s for G2. They know this round should be a very clean-cut affair. Making their way out. Smiths with the first bit of confrontation here, but Body finds the first frag. And there it is. Clean sweep so far. Just going to be Venton remaining. And he'll be dead now, of course, as round number 19 goes heavily in favor of G2. I think the money will be starting to stabilize. Yeah, it's not fantastic though. No orbs purchased, and JW won't have the best buy in terms of, oh, there you go, he gets a Famis, so just to boost the utility a little bit, but no kits whatsoever, so they can't really allow the bomb to go down here. There we go, round number 20. 12-7. Not for G2 either.
It's an impressive feat for G2, again, to be leading a series late, but now's the charge for Fnatic. Now's the chance for them to get their game back on. As Crims lobs a nade up toward the inner tunnels, no one crossing over, will not take any damage. RPK is going to look toward the bottom of the ladder right now at Pop Dog. There was a smoke out on it initially, but that'll soon fade and give Scream and RPK a chance. Should he commit to that downward position to try and walk in toward the A site. It's only 3 out there. Most people... Teams we talk about play 4 or perhaps sort of a 3-1-1 with someone swinging from the Z connector. It's a full commitment to B site right now. GW would be able to run back fast enough, but not before an execution could actually hit toward default.
G2 just slowing things right down right now. You can see it's a classic default. One player holding towards Ivy. That's Body. Just trying to steal some of the attention away from the other side of the map. Doesn't look like a set piece coming in, although they do have 2 smokes available. Terrorist just going to be relying on Scream to try and open things up here. They can be almost certain there won't be an AWP available for the CTs, considering how the economy game has been played out. Molotov's coming in just to flush anyone out that's close by. And here we go then, Scream, the point man, trying to open things up, but it's Shocks to do so first.
Smith is going to push in as well, but it's favorable now for G2 as they have the man advantage. Venton, though, good position. He's going to take down Body. Stays from hell on a repeat out. He's got Scream as well. That'll even it back up, though, because Smith did get one that we didn't see off camera. He's done the same again, and it's Venton caught out. Shocks had the information. They knew where he was. He couldn't get out of that position. And G2 now find themselves on 13. Decent money, in fact, great money. And not to be said the same of Fnatic right now.
Have we had a pause from Fnatic yet?
We have not. Ooh, no, we have not.
So... Oh, that doesn't maybe not going to take him on this round, but GT now 13-7. We're going to round number 21. Just a partial buy here. They are going to be a 4-stage loss bonus, so P250, CZs and Deagles. Bit of body armor and some bit of utility, I guess. But GT now don't want to give anything away in these situations. So want to play it slow. The Scream opens it up. First kill comes in. He takes down Flusher, and Shocks is getting some confrontation there, but doesn't want to commit just yet. If he drops, it makes things problematic. Giving a rifle over to a player like Crims. It's going to be Smith drops first, but good refrag from Body there, so that's perfect. Now they don't need to force anything. They've got the man advantage, the CT's pushing towards inside. Shoxy, though, has got his back turned. Could be an interesting outcome as they are starting to come. They will be running this frag.
So good, this timing. Crims, double tap, easy shot. Dennis is going to get toward Hell, but has to hold this angle. It's such a tight position. CZ can't do it. Double peek, too easy for G2.
Well, last 2 players remain now, Crims and JW. And you say too easy, it's still a little bit uncomfortable. We can see Bodies on 12 HP and RPKs with 54. JW makes his way towards Ivy here, picks up an AK-47 as well. So that does boost their chances slightly. Crims just towards Connector, could get the drop here. RPK needs to be careful, but he manages to land the kill. So that should be the round guaranteed at this stage, which whether JW can find anything out of this. There it is, RPK, 14-7. So close now for G2. We go into the next one. It's going to be a full buy for Fnatic finally. JW back on the AWP. He's a man that needs to step up here. Double AWP set up on the T side for G2 though.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's not something that we commonly see or talk about on this. Yeah, expect definitely is on this train side. Now the question is, how do they utilize it? Smith, you'd expect is going to go toward A main. The second one, Shocks right now, is going to go toward Ivy. Just 2 reasonable positions. The opposite, the other approach might have been to go up toward the inner halls and watch and hold toward the corner at B, but Smith's already Molotov'd off, isn't going to have much of an approach.
Well then, at this point, it's just trying to bleed the CTs out. They are going to be limited on their buy. You can see that's reflected now. 1 kit. There's a couple of incendios remaining and no smokes now, so just trying to force them to chuck everything they have just to hold off the terrorists for now, deny them the picks. But GT will have an opportunity now to gain some real estate on the map. Scream waiting to create some magic towards the main entrance. Same story for Shocks towards Ivy, but also Wenton will get the drop on him. There it is. Gets that first kill, and that's one of the AWPs gone for G2.
Keep in mind, something we have not touched on so far in this, as we sit at 2 rounds away for G2. Fnatic won both Season 1 and Season 2 of Pro League. They're a 2-time defending champion, and they've got to dig themselves back in just to make the finals of this 3rd season. As RPK with an excellent refrag on Venton now is going to try and work down toward the Ivy. JW looking for the face, thinks better of it. That's going to allow RPK the advancement though, and Flush is not aware of that. He's able to walk in cleanly, and Flush is not expecting it at all. Is thankfully avenged by Dennis, because that could have been a hugely problematic situation for Fnatic as Crims takes down Body and the inner sight becomes the target and approach. It's very hard to deny a bomb plant here, so it will go down, but they're gonna have a great chance at this. Scream, good refrag. As Smith went down, he's got a face. He's gonna try and get aggressive and take the fight. Caught by JW.
Yep, Scream did fancy that one. Went for the face, but the AWP staring down at them, and Fnatic managed to salvage 2 of those as well. It was RPK left alone towards that Ivy area as well. He was the distraction, trying to open up the map. He did find 1 kill as well, and it just wasn't quite enough. He died. The reaction wasn't quite fast enough from G2 there. If they were ready to pounce as soon as he went down, that could have been a different story, but it was Grim's ready and waiting, found the first frag, allowed the rotation to come in as well, and Fnatic finished things off. But problem is now, that's the loss bonus eradicated from Fnatic. They have got that double orb set up, but if they lose this round map, that's pretty much GG at this stage. They would have $1,400 and nothing to rebuy with, so they need, this is a must-win round for Fnatic.
G2. In a perfect position, like you say. It's 4 ops on the map. They're going to stick to this double op setup on this T side. Smiths and Shocks. Venton firing in through the smoke. It's Flusha playing at hell. He's not going to peek at this point in time and allow them to try and walk in, lure them into the front of the A site. Dennis will stay passive to allow it and then try and trap them in. As long as Venton doesn't lose Ivy and they give up that ground, it should be a pretty straightforward hold from Fnatic in that sense. But we haven't exactly seen the utilities come in. There's still 5 smokes that G2 could easily try and utilize when the time comes correct. It is still 1:09 to work with.
Yep, not giving anything away just yet. We're getting to the closing sectors of this round. It's going to hit the 1-minute mark. RPK and Shocks edging their way towards Ivy here. It's going to come down to him. Shoxy with the AWP. Dennis waiting for him. Orb on all battle about to come in. Who's going to get their first kill? It's going to be Dennis. 5 on 4 now. And make it 3 because Flusha kills RPK as well. That's both players from Ivy taken down. Smith's now trying to rectify this situation. Basically smoked out. This is looking very good for Fnatic.
And it is going to be a second round, which means 1,900 onto a rough average. I guess the lowest point actually of 2. They will be able to buy still on G2 side. Good kill from Smiths. They'll have one more chance to try and get this on the map point before they have to save. Venton's going to take down Scream. It's all on to Body. 1 versus 4. And a great round from Venton that time around. Again, we mentioned Ivy was very important. He shuffled away from it, but they still managed to get the 2 kills, and he closes it. He sits top the leaderboard. So you talk about the absence of Olaf. Well, Venton's doing just fine. He sits 18-18 to lead the score. And 21 kills for Shocks on the other side leads all fraggers total right now.
This will be a set piece from G2 now. They haven't got the AWP. They've got 4 smokes. They're up against it. Not really finding the picks they want to against this double orb setup. They know there's 2 orbs here now, so this would be the perfect time to do an execution. Maybe towards the inside site, but just use the smokes as cover. But actually, maybe a faster tactic coming in. Not using the smokes at all. And this is crazy. But why would you know it's a double orb setup? You're just like lambs to the slaughter at this stage.
That's triple from Dennis as well. Who's just feeding him? RPK does what he can, but there's nothing to be done. It's now 14-10, and we said it was 1 more round until they're forced to save. Well, that's right now, and Shocks calls a pause. I agree with you. That's just walking out 1 at a time for no reason at all.
Like I said, they had limited buy. They had 4 AKs and a Galil. They went out of their way to purchase the smoke grenades. Surely, if you know you're up against a double orb setup, at least take away the risk, at least, of the orb just kind of mowing you down in that fashion. That was a very weak call from Shoxy, I have to say. You can hear the chants coming in. Bring it back, I think they're saying. Are you believing it, Matt?
No.
No?
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's possible.
Matt's always the villain, it seems, of this
Yeah,
round.
lately, with the boots on the other foot, is it not?
Well then, G2 now probably just want to calm themselves down a little bit. We are in London. Very excited crowd here. We've had a great day at CS. All maps being played. Lots of noise in the room.
Why not? It is a cozy little venue. I do quite enjoy it. It's like just hanging out with a couple of your friends, watching some Counter-Strike. A couple of your mates, I guess, Henry. I'm sorry.
What a way to spend a Saturday night. I wouldn't have it any other way. We'll see what G2 can do with this one. They have got 5k on towards Scream. They could drop a few pistols here, maybe go for a rush, try and get a plant down here, but definitely room for Fnatic to get back into this for sure. since that double orb setup has come in, they're looking very strong indeed. I have to say though, G2, let's go to something simple. It's a wall of smokes outside, try and get a bomb down. As soon as you get that post-bomb situation against the double orb setup, it becomes very, very interesting then for the retake. Well, the one pause comes in. Here we go then, G2. Not going to be investing heavily into this one. Just
this would be, by the way, the hardest pill of all to swallow. Out of all of the struggles that this Titan, now G2 roster has had, imagine that 2 of these games they sit on 14 points and don't close them out. That would be impossible to swallow.
Well then, round number 25.
And it's Fnatic that started off. Good pickup from RPK, but these pistols are severely limited in their options. The smoke out, now that does give them a chance, RPK and Body, to make a move, but the problem is even if they don't go through the... Oh, that's clever. That's clever. Go for the boost with the AK. It's a reasonable option, or rather M4, excuse me, but doesn't work out. I was going to say, if they try and wrap back around, as you might have expected, JW was posted on the CT stairs, so even with the smoke out, there was no option. And it's 11 rounds. Now the guns come back up, and G2 must win. I fear for them if they don't win this round. It's going to be desperate.
It will be a devastating blow to drop this after coming so close, especially after what happened in Inferno as well. But this is what the guys are saying on the desk. Fnatic just got this mental fortitude. They can always hold on. They always find a way out of these situations somehow. We go into the next one. Dennis this time. He's got the AWP. He's going towards that lower ramp. Gets flashed off and fires off a shot. Doesn't get anything for it. Gives away his position. 3 players now for G2 making their way towards Ivy. Went to note that the grenade could do some damage. Not too much, but Body goes down to 77.
Smiths and Body are going to try and get clever through that. Venton sees the boost coming and tries to fire up through the smoke, but 3 players toward the hitch right now of Fnatic, and the smoke out again. No one posted up. JW's smart, so as soon as that smoke goes down, JW instantly rotates back to the back tracks to try and cover this off, so that they can't go for that Virtus Pro-esque style split where you smoke one, push the other, and wrap around inside of the site. And this is going to be a confrontation. Smoke now goes JW's side, so the response this time, well, if you can't rotate back in time, it's a Molotov. And the smoke will last longer than the flames, but it's long enough. It buys them enough time to compensate for the position. They're going to go regardless, though, G2. And Venton's going to have to turn. When he does, that should be Scream's time to capitalize from the front of the site. This is so tense. This is so important for G2. And Venton goes down. That's the entrance. RPK in. Flusha has to turn back. RPK finds him as well. And JW's now has to be pushed out of the site. Goes back towards Z, and he's easily smoked off.
RPK rolling back the years. 2 headshots for him. But we can see now, this is the retake coming in now. Double orb setup. And can they do anything with this? All G2 need to do is stay in crossfires and make sure they're trading, but the first kill's going to come in. Dennis surely going to get this. There it is. Finds a kill on towards Smiths, and he finds another one towards RPK as well. This is going to be very possible for Fnatic.
Don't peek. They need to bait this out. They need to take advantage of this time. It's been ticking for a while. Shot in. It is down to 1. It's down to Sox. He can't find the shot. He's so low. He's got them on red, but he's got to stay alive. Smartly, he's going to try to do so. Crims tries to face again, and he's got to get on this bomb. Oh. He goes down. What is that? They've done it. How does Fnatic pull that round back?
I have no idea, but it's RPK that opens things up. But 2 amazing kills. You thought that was it. It was a 5-on-3 with the bomb down on the outside bombs at a train. That should be unlosable at that point, but G2 find a way.
And that comes to Dennis on his 2 kills, because after that it got very sloppy. They never had position, and Shox, he just couldn't connect those 2 shots. He got them both on the red HP, and he doesn't commit to the face on Crims at the end, and that just allows the bomb plant, the defuse, to come in.
Oh, that's a gutting round for G2 to lose. Just to relieve that pressure and get themselves onto series points here would have been phenomenal for their confidence, but that's another crushing blow. It's round number 27 now. Fnatic edging their way back into it. Round by round once again. 5 AKs for G2. No orb this time. But it's another 5 rounds in a row for Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, that's the huge thing. I mean, they're so good in these situations under pressure and pulling rounds back when they have no chance of being in them. It's one of probably their greatest characteristics as a team.
Absolutely. I would agree. Well then, just a single orb setup this time for Fnatic. And once again, we go into this classic default for G2. 3 players towards Ivy. 1 on main, 1 on Pop Dog. He's trying to face at the same time and work that first frag. Smith's going to be the point man this time. Gets the kill as well. It's actually Body that gets it, but he goes down. He finds 2.
That's a big trade, though. That alone will start to give them the sight. They've smoked off Crims. Dennis and JW this time both going to have to play back from the from the back tracks. And Dennis is close to Body's position, but the bomb's still going to go down. He can't find the angle onto it because the Molotov won't allow him to push. And now they've got a better post plant. They're posted up in a much quicker fashion. RPK, Dennis down. JW facing him, but RPK, exactly, that does not need to peek.
Let's make them come to the bomb at this point. You may learn your lesson, surely. Body, final nail in the coffin of this round as JW has to retreat, finds 1 kill. But that's all he's going to find. G2 have got series points here with 3 rounds to go.
And JW has to save. He's got 8,200 himself, but it's 300 for Venton, 1,800 for Flusha. They're only going to get a $1,400 injection. It'll be enough for Dennis and Crims to be in good position, but they'll have to drop out at least 2. So rounds. JW and Crims will be able to drop for them. They'll still have a good buy.
Series points obtained for G2. 1 more round will do it. Fnatic need 3 just to force it to overtime. And we'll see how they adjust. Max 7 on JW. He had enough money for an M4 here, so he's got something up his sleeve. He wants to be a little bit more aggressive, maybe towards lower ramp or Pop Dog. He can be very, very scary with that weapon. But here we go then, round number 28. JW will be going towards Pop Dog.
Crims gonna get aggressive though. Different approach this time at the inner bomb site because he's already up on the railing. This allows him to get so much information. And JW as well at that ladder and Pop Dog, like you say, can just give them so much more freedom with the other 3 players on that A site. They can stack it up. They can be a far more effective unit. So it's not done yet. This is a very tough round based on that alone for G2 to try and probe this out and find picks. And we all know JW loves that Mag 7.
That's Dennis on the AWP, so a definite mix-up here. Here comes the first shot. Does do some damage, but it's Crims coming in the side as well. That's the kill, but it's going to be an equal exchange at this point. JW with the grenade saves the round at this point. And Smith drops 4 and 4.
Big grenade in that situation. Because Crims nearly snuck up undetected. And if G2 do get to that final against Luminosity, remember, they did beat them in the group stages. So there's always a chance on, but never discount Fnatic, never. They could still pull back into this game just as quick as anything, and JW's got a shotgun. Oh, he shoots between them. It's a miss, and RPK's gonna take advantage of it. They're gonna go toward the site quickly. Single flash and smoke out toward that sidewalk position. It looked like it was gonna be 2 smokes. Thankfully, they don't overextend in their utility. And Flusha, nade, does good damage. Still a 3 versus 3, and there's kit on Flusha.
Here we go then, 3 on 3, the retake comes in. 1 round will do it. This is the hole from G2 now. Have been over-facing these situations, but they're going to be the CTs edging their way, and Dennis to be the first player to face, but it's Body that finds the kill on towards Flusha. They get 2 versus 1 now with the AWP, no kit in hand. Surely this is it, fake defuse, and the last kill comes in. G2 do it, they're going to the grand final.
First time in over a year for the Titan Corps. And it's at the expense of Fnatic. You cannot discount this run G2 has had in this tournament. They've played excellent. So we'll have a new champion in Pro League.
We will.
That much is certain, but will it be from Brazil or will it be from France? With a little bit of Belgian in there, I guess, suppose, as well.